Hi, and welcome to 5 Minutes, 5 Questions. I'm Tash Webb, and I head up the Air Department for Flight Centre Travel Group. Today, I have with me Kirby, the Chief Marketing Officer for Fly Safair. There's a lot of speculation around the cost of tickets when we are able to travel again. What do you see airlines doing, and what will you be doing?
Our view at this stage is that we're going to look at a really suppressed demand for a number of reasons, least of which is just the state of the economy. But obviously, there's considering people's confidence around flying, and of course, business rules that are being put in place at the moment about face-to-face meetings and face-to-face contact. We reckon what you're going to see is actually quite a reasonable flight price when things start. And what will happen is as a route starts to make more and more money and become more profitable, you'll find airlines throwing more and more aircraft at that route in order to be able to get their full set of asset bases up and actually working. So what that'll mean is for a pretty extended period of time, until we get back close to where we were from a capacity perspective, you'll probably see really reasonable flight prices, at least in the domestic space.
What will you be doing to improve traveller safety and hygiene when on board?
So the first thing is, as you arrive at the airport, we want to try and ensure that you don't have to touch anyone or any surfaces as you move through the terminal. So we offer a WhatsApp boarding pass, and we are strongly recommending online check-in in order to be able to get that WhatsApp boarding pass. You'll then self-scan your own mobile device throughout the airport environment, never hand it over to anybody else and receive it back. Bag drops will be pretty much the same as they are now, but obviously there'll be ample social distancing measures and queues, so you can expect that to be in place. It'll be an AXA requirement. In fact, it's actually a law in South Africa at the moment that you may not leave your home without a face mask on, but that'll apply throughout the entire airport terminal and for the duration of your flight. You'll need to don a face mask. Our aircraft are going to be deeply sanitized. So every evening, what we'll be doing is we'll be washing down all of the common touch surfaces using a specialized chemical, which is aircraft grade, called Sanicide EX3, and that'll be used to wipe down all the common touch surfaces. So things like your seat belts, your handles, your armrests, etc. We're going to treat our aircraft using a device called an electrostatic sprayer, which is a special misting device that actually creates little charged particles of mist that cling to all the surfaces in the aircraft. And what's great about this particular product that we're using is that it has an extended dwell time. So what that means is that the product actually remains active on the surfaces upon which it lays, so that it's not just a matter of disinfecting and disappearing. It sits there and it remains active for up to 24 hours. Between flights, we'll be doing similar disinfectants, also the wiping down, but this time just with an aerosol-based fogger. So passengers, as they board, they'll be required to wash their hands so that we're moving into a sterile environment without any hand contact. Everyone will be wearing masks. We will be providing these masks in case you don't have them. So they're part of your fare now. We will fill up all of the window seats and all of the aisle seats before we start placing people in the middle seats. Unfortunately, there'll be no catering because that reduces common surfaces. There will be no onboard magazine. You'll be prompted to download that before you're flying. You won't be able to make any contact with your actual, with the flight staff, with the cabin crew. Then we've got quite a strict no touch policy. And then I think lastly, and this is just a concern that a few people have, and that's around the air quality within aircraft cabins. Our aircraft are all Boeing 737 aircraft, and they're equipped with high efficiency particulate air filters, HEPA filters, and these air filters recycle the air within the cabin every 3 minutes. The inlets are down at the ground and the outlets are above you, so the airflow is directly downwards. So that should keep the air nice and clean, and hopefully everyone can travel safely and happily and without fear of any infection spreading.
There are a lot of people that are going to be very nervous to travel again once the country opens up. How are you going to be able to better assist these people when they need to travel?
As always, as with anything around fear, we believe that our key weapon against it is to just communicate as much as we can, as openly and as honestly as we possibly can. And we encourage all of our partners to do the same with their customers. Really, at this stage, information is what's going to give us power, and people need to make informed decisions and choices on what they're getting into. And so that's really the best we can do.
Are you planning on implementing any policies to adhere to social distancing measures?
Right, so as I mentioned, what we'll be doing for a social distancing perspective is we'll obviously be filling the aircraft and allocating seats at check-in on the windows and on the aisles first, just to try and maintain that. So that'll be on the aircraft itself. We also have a product available on our website at the moment, actually, which allows for users to ensure that they block out that middle seat should they wish to. It comes at a small additional fee to the actual ticket. And then you'll see a lot of social distancing in measures that are being put in place in the actual terminal. So all the normal small things that you see with regard to stickers and cues on the floor, making sure that people keep safe distances in those environments too.
And then lastly, when people do begin to travel again, what advice do you have for them when flying?
I really, really would urge folks to leave themselves enough time, just time to be careful, time to be able to maintain your distance and ensure that you're not rushing and that sort of no mistakes are being made along the way. So that'll be the most important thing in terms of your actual flight planning. Well, of course, if anyone is feeling remotely ill, rather don't. If you're immunocompromised, it's best not to fly. And then I would also advise that customers do whatever it is that'll make them feel more comfortable. So ensure that you've got your mask with you. If you feel more comfortable having your own hand sanitizer with you, bring it along. If you want to travel with with sanitizing wipes, bring those too. Make sure that you've got what you need to feel comfortable for your journey as well.
Fantastic, Kirby. That's some great points in there, and great to see all that you're doing. Thanks very much for taking the time to chat to me today, and keep on.